type of let me see, a similar height of warm air from the surface air that is above average, and then it goes back to below freezing. So that means that there's plenty of freezing rain to go around. For folks in Dallas, and then you have Little Rock. There's the below freezing mark, and then you have temperatures at negative 10 degrees there. Then you go up, temperatures go down, but then they go back up all the way to above freezing, right around 850 millibars, and then go back to below freezing, just a little above the 700 millibar mark. Then it gets below freezing in Little Rock. Tupelo, Mississippi. They got a lot of freezing rain over there. Wow. Oh boy, this is hectic. So their temperature reading is below freezing for a little bit, but then just about a couple feet above the surface, it gets really warm. And that layer's deeper than at the surface, and then it goes back to below freezing. It's way above. Oh boy, this is bad. Then we go to a place like Nashville. More of a sleet type of thing for folks in Nashville, because they have a deep layer of cold air at the surface, a little shallow layer of warm air above, and right between two layers of cold air. And let's see what's going to happen in Atlanta. Well, in Atlanta, I mean, it's quite warm, just well above freezing, except for the dew point. Huntsville, Alabama, above freezing, turns out. Shreveport. Yep, freezing rain. Freezing rain. It's hell on earth over there, in the south. It's hell on earth. But by tomorrow night, all of that would only transition to rain in some parts of the south, but you get below freezing temperatures, a place like Tupelo, and as well as for folks in Nashville, and for folks in Dallas as well. Hold on a minute. Sorry. But yeah, let's take a look at the temperatures throughout the South. I want to examine this a little further. See the thermodynamics. That's located at the surface. You get below freezing temperatures, and below freezing temperatures. Yep, all across Tennessee, North Carolina, northern Mississippi. But yeah, let's take a look at the temperatures see the thermodynamics. That's located at the surface. Here we go. Okay, so there's the freezing mark right there. It's labeled in red. And that separates between the above freezing temperatures and below freezing temperatures. Yep, all across Tennessee, North Carolina, northern Mississippi, Arkansas and much of northern Texas. So it's below freezing, and let's see, at 850 millibars. Well, it looks like it's above freezing. Wow. Yeah, it's above freezing, above the surface. And then we go further up. It's 700 millibars, and it's quite somewhat warm. Yeah. Whenever you have something like this tends to be the perfect recipe for freezing rain, folks. Let's take a look at the upper part of the atmosphere. But of course, it gets below freezing after, just above that. Just above that. But there's nothing above that, unfortunately. Alright, and now we're going to go back here, and this time we're actually going to be showing where the Northern Hemisphere, and where and how we're going to deal with cold weather that's plaguing throughout the next 2 weeks, so, believe it or not. Okay. Yeah, I don't think this is very helpful, folks. Yeah, to tell you the truth. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Okay, this is what I wanted to do. Okay, the shaded ones are in degrees Celsius. That is. Wait a minute, that's at 10 milli. Wait a minute, this is the. Wow, okay. Because I was hoping for, for something else. Now, for the most part, let's just leave it at this for now. Okay. Ugh. It's actually quite difficult to depict some things, folks. I'm trying to get the right thing. Okay, I might as well just go ahead and do this anyway. Okay, so this is tonight. There's a lot of cold air to go around. Or rather, this represents a thickness. See, going into 24 hours. That's tomorrow night, and we do have a surface low that's going to move into and outside of the New York City area. And that'll bring plenty of storms there. I don't know. This is a weird type of setup, to be honest. I really don't like this. I think this is pretty helpful, actually. This is at 330 Kelvin in terms of. This is almost like the potential vorticity type of thing, but this is actually. This is just to give us an indication of where there's a lot of cold air. Although it's not exactly, but it's almost similar to which. But anyway, in 24 hours, there's going to be plenty of storms that's going to move. There's going to be plenty of action to go around in the northeast. But right behind it gets really cold. It'll spread throughout much of the country. Okay, and then we do have plenty of cold to deal with behind the storm once the storm leaves. For folks down south, some parts of the south will get a lot of cold air, unfortunately. It'll last for quite a while, and that is from Monday night, Tuesday night, more cold air. Still a thing. Yep, it's going to be like that for a long while. Wednesday night, cold air only affects those on the East Coast and the Great Lakes region, and that includes you, Wild. And we do have plenty of cold plaguing throughout much of the northern half of the country, the Great Lakes region, and Southern California. Friday, more cold air still lingering throughout the interior parts of the South, as well as throughout much of the Northeast and the Great Lakes region and the upper Mississippi Valley, parts of the Pacific Northwest, too. Plenty of cold temperatures lingering throughout the East Coast all the way up to Saturday night of next week. But I can go a little further up until Wednesday, that is. Then finally, a little bit of relief for folks in the southeast. Some more weather, but unfortunately it's too soon to call. Let's see. Most places in the southern USA aren't equipped to deal with extreme winter weather events like this. I remember seeing lots of people from northern states in Canada making fun of Texans during the 2021 Arctic blast, being completely ignorant of that fact. Yeah. Those folks think that just because they live in Texas, that they're immune to the cold, and that cold weather never happens to them. Well, that myth was shattered. Yes, Wild. It is sad, though. It is sad that those people have buried their heads in the sand over this, and they paid the price for it back 5 years ago. And let's just hope that this never happens again. But if it does, yep, that's going to be more pain for folks in the Lone Star State. But just a reminder, folks, for those who are down south, well, you may not be used to the cold, but we can help. That as long as you're prepared, although I wouldn't consider this advice helpful, that if you do prepare yourself, you're going to be ahead of the curve. But for those who would rather bury their heads in the sand, well, that's going to be a major price to pay. And that's not good, not only for them, but for all of us as well. Definitely, let's hope so. Alright, and let's take a look for Monday night of on the 2nd. Plenty of cold air still lingering throughout much of the south. Oh boy, this will never end. Tuesday night, still cold. For folks on the East Coast, the Ohio Valley, and throughout much of the northern half of the country and the West Coast. And then finally, plenty of cold air, but the warmth would start moving into the south, and therefore, a sweet relief for them. That's good. I don't think it's almost 8 o'clock p.m. I'm not going to be able to show the drought monitor today. Maybe tomorrow, or maybe on Monday or Tuesday or whatever. But I will be able to show pretty much. You know what? I'm just going to show the radar anyway for the next three days. Wild, if you're still here, let me just see what we got for your area for the next 3 days. It looks like as though that. For Sunday morning, your low will be as high as -1 degrees Fahrenheit, or in which case it'll be -18 degrees Celsius. But for the low, it'll be as low as -12 Fahrenheit, or just